There's a heaviness in the air lately, and you can feel it at the grocery store, in conversations, and the way people hesitate before speaking. It's as if we've all agreed to stop listening, and we feel like we have to just defend all the time. We've turned being human into a battleground. Every disagreement feels like a war. Every headline reminds us of who we're supposed to hate next. And somewhere between all of it, we've forgotten that we're actually all on the same side. What's happening in our country isn't about politics or culture. It's a fracture of humanity, a loss of shared rhythm. And when we stop seeing each other as people and start seeing each other as threats, we lose something super sacred. This division, it's become a habit. It feeds itself. We choose sides, we gather all our proof, and we call it truth. But underneath it all, most people want the same thing: to feel safe, to belong, and to live a meaningful life. Everything I pull up on social media, everything on the news is telling me we keep missing that. It's easier to fight than to face ourselves. Outrage is convenience. It makes us feel alive without actually having to feel anything real. But there's a cost. The more divided we become, the smaller we get. Not just as a country, but as individuals. When we disconnect, our awareness, it narrows. Our thinking becomes super rigid. We stop creating, we stop listening, we stop caring. And that's what chronic tension does. It builds walls inside of us first, and then between us. But I want to remind you today that we can remember another way. Every act of respect, it expands the space between us. Every honest conversation that doesn't end in destruction brings us closer to doing something sane. And we don't have to agree to understand. We just have to care enough to try. Real strength, my friends, isn't outrage, it's steadiness. It's the ability to stay centered when everything around you is spinning. It's refusing to be pulled into the chaos, no matter how loud it gets. This isn't about pretending we're the same. Big difference. It's about remembering that we're all connected, whether we like it or not. Country is only as strong as its people's capacity to stay human. And that means slowing down before reacting, asking questions instead of making accusations, choosing awareness over the noise. And the people who make the biggest difference in divided times are rarely the loudest. They're the ones who listen. They're the ones that walk into rooms full of tension and don't match the energy. They change it. They remind others that calm is still possible. What I'm saying here is unity, it doesn't mean sameness. It means choosing not to forget each other. It means widening the frame so that we can see more than just our side. And that kind of leadership doesn't come from titles or followers. It comes from clarity, from people willing to be examples of what steadiness looks like when the whole world around you is unsteady. And if there's any hope for dealing with the deep fractures that we're living through, it starts there. Not in government, not in media, definitely not in media, but in the simple discipline of staying human. We can keep letting our fear run the show, or we can choose to reconnect. Not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. It starts with how we treat each other when we disagree, how when we speak when no one's watching, how we decide every day whether we're adding to the noise or if we're helping somebody build something worth standing in. That's the work. We don't have to save the whole country overnight. We just have to stop forgetting that we belong to each other.